You will recall earlier this week, His Excellency the President was here in Vergenoegen on a walkabout. And in engaging with the community or members of the public, there were a number of issues raised. And so this is a follow up of some of the issues that were raised. And this includes one, where we had now, there are a number of houses, I think it's about 40 something houses where persons occupy along a stretch, but it borders between Vergenoegen and Tuschen. So the official boundary actually falls around center line of where they're occupying. So we have examined the possibility for regularization, and but based on what we've seen on the plan, there are about five houses at the end or five occupiers at the end who will not be able we will not be able to regularize them because the space or the land that they're occupying it does not constitute the official definition of the size for a lot, official lot. But the others we will examine the legal process to get there because one we can look at the option of having the two titles process, meaning one from the Tuschen end that will describe basically where that boundary falls, and then the other from the Vergenoegen end. So that one person will carry two transport with just two different descriptions that will give you one. That's one, or we'll look at another process of where we annex this stretch. So that I have to get legal advice, and then we will proceed. So the answer to that is that we will proceed with regularization once I can clarify the legal process to be able to do that. The other location that we visited, uh, there are five houses along the seabed. Uh, and so, there's a policy we have of not being able to regularize persons who live a particular distance within the, the no zone area for sea defenses. And so there are five persons there, and we will examine. We have to discuss this with Sea Defense, as well as do some measurements and the plan as to where they fall exactly, and then we will explore if they can be further regularized or if we'll have to relocate them. So that's not a decision, like that's not something I can pronounce on now. The information I've seen firsthand what is happening, and so the information will be used to prepare the report, and based on that, I will engage the relevant sub agencies for us to move quickly on this matter. You'll recall this matter here, His Excellency actually gave us the middle of December, so I have to move quickly on addressing it. Where we're going now is the third matter that was raised that day, and that's the Perica facade or facade, as some people say. That one person, while we didn't visit Perica, a person came here. So we're going there now to see what the situation, and these are all as follow up from His Excellency's visit. All right, so where we visit is called Perica facade. Um, Now, that's one of the complaint of person made with His Excellency. So let me give you a background of the matter. So there's a reserve land, and there are about close to 50 lots, if we can identify, that are being occupied or fenced off. Now, those persons are in on the reserve are also in front of what is a private land area, transported land area, for which have persons living behind. Of course, the ones on the reserve, they are here at least 2 decades. Many, some recent maybe, but most 2 decades. And so I'm here with the team assessing what is happening on the ground. So we therefore have to go back and do an updated occupation survey because I've seen there was some recent construction. From the occupation survey, we also then have to look at the land behind, which is the transported land, and to see how we can incorporate to regularize, the possibility of regularizing, or if we can't. So that decision will be informed based on what they come up with the occupational survey. There are some persons who are on the transported land who have fenced off in front on the reserve, and so you have a mixture of occupancy. So that's why I'm here. So now we will do the groundwork and then make some policy decision because after the policy decision, we'll have to engage those persons.
How many houses are in this area?
So on our occupation survey, which was done about maybe 3 years ago, we have about 43 per structures on the reserve. But based on what I've seen here, there will be some more now. First of all, I want to start off by saying, admittedly, the Parika and those villages very close within Parika, Greenwich Park, etc., has been having their fair share in terms of one, the quality of water that is coming through the tap, as well as for low pressure within the last month or two. But as part of the macro program, you would be aware that we have a new treatment plant that is under construction at Parika itself. And then when the president, right where the president meeting was at Vergenoegen, there's one that we have developed at Vergenoegen for expanded treatment plant there. There was a smaller one, but we've upgraded it. So in essence, what's happening is that we are near the testing phase for the treatment plant at Parika. As a result, there's increased pressure as well as the flushing out, it's happening. So you have a certain quality or the color that is coming through the taps. The flushing is ongoing, and so within a week, one can, or even before, the color that is coming through the tap will improve as we change over, and then in a week and a half, we should be fully onto the treatment plant at Parika. And then that with that water, you can be able to drink it comfortably. In fact, the one just now I just tasted, I think this is called Jessamy Street. It's okay. It's treated water, and it was okay to drink. And this is one of the street that was complaining about the quality. So as I was in Parika for another matter, I thought that I should engage where we're receiving complaints, and quite rightly, as I said, and water is something well, it's basically for livelihood, and this is something that persons want when you come home. You come from a finish for working a day, you want to ensure that you have water running in your taps. But Parika itself, or this vicinity of Region 3, is one of the high concentrated iron area. So the water that comes from the natural well is of high iron content. We have a new well that we have drilled to supply the treatment plant at Parika. That is not fully into operations yet. That has to be connected to the treatment plant. And so all the persons in the Parika vicinity, in addition to be able to have 100% treated water, will be getting increased pressure.